Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Penn, and welcome back to the channel. And as scheduled and as promised, I am pretty much near the end of the review series of the Formula Z12 Ultra. Some of you may find this shocking, some of you may not, but I'll present it as if, and we can get started. Now, I filmed this on my iPhone, and it was in a pitch black environment, so it may appear to be like a little grainy or fuzzy on the footage, but it should be clear enough on YouTube for you to be able to read text and then see certain things, especially when I bring up my receiver information and things like that. All right, so I had this plugged into a Denon X3800H with a PixelGen HDMI 2.1 cable. So all testing was verified and validated by myself, and here are the results. So I'm going to play the video. And one of the viewers asked about the surround sound formats. So when you go into the advanced sound settings and select formats, let me just skip here. All right, so it gives you Dolby Digital, Dolby Digital Plus, Dolby Atmos with Dolby Digital Plus, DTS, and DTS HD. Now, you notice prior when I had this hooked into my capture card, it only showed like 3 of those, like Dolby Digital, I believe Dolby Digital Plus, and then Dolby AC4 or something like that, right? But now that this is plugged directly into my receiver, this is what you're going to get or what you can expect with pass-through. All right. So I know someone wanted me to show them that. These are the results. And when I seen this, I'm like, okay, it's pointing in the right direction. So far, so good. So I'm just going to continue on. Actually, I'm going to skip because I'm going to be going into Kodi. That's just me going over the screen resolution. That's personal preference based off of your display, things of that nature. So I don't want this video to be too long. All right, so this is in Kodi. Number channel 7.1. I have a 7.2.2 Dolby Atmos setup. All right. And I'm going to go here. Oh, wait, let me back up just a bit. Went through that fairly quick because I want to highlight something for you guys. So allow pass through is on and it has the codecs. So Kodi recognizes it, which is a good thing. So for some of you that are into like your local media, some of you are doing the archiving or the ripping of your physical media. Yeah, like this is looking to be a nice player in that environment. You'll see further as I go along. All right, so I'm going to just scroll. All right, first is some HDR content. So I'm on Samsung displays. So I don't have a Dolby Vision capable TV, but I did test HDR, HDR10 plus, and it did pass those tests. And even the high bitrate stuff, the 120 FPS, I played that. So you'll see the results here. And when I bring up that on-screen display, that is my Denon receiver. That's what you see with the volume control. So what's important here isn't the signal, it's the HDR. So it is indeed picking up HDR10. It does recognize that it's a 4K 60 frames per second file. So it's doing exactly what it needs to do thus far. And the reason why I picked Kodi as a player is because it's one of the best players out there, if not the best, when we're talking about these type of media players. All right. So just going to go on down, and I might have skipped some of these due to potential copyright, but this is an example of a game clip. All right. And that's in HDR10 plus. So that right there proves that this device does indeed play HDR10 plus. There's the proof right there. And I really wasn't worried about if it did 120 FPS. I wasn't concerned about that. I just needed to test the HDR for the time being to see if it accurately played it, and it did. So that's good thus far. And you see, these are pretty clicked. I'm skipping that. I think that's like the Aquaman first movie. That would have showed something else that would have surprised y'all. But I'm just gonna get to that later. It played the jellyfish 400 megabits per second flawlessly. Did not have any hiccups. When it comes to high bitrate content, when we're talking about Kodi, and your average content won't be that high. This is just an extreme testing environment that I do to test the capabilities and the limits of these devices. As you can see on the on-screen display, 4K 60, the video is smooth, and give credit where credit is due. What can I say? Now that movie, that one was an AV1. That was an HDR10 plus. I did play that prior, but due to copyright, I skipped it for this video. That particular example did not play in HDR10 plus for whatever reason. It defaulted back to HDR10. Could have just been something with the file, something that Kodi didn't like perhaps. I don't know, but we did get that confirmation earlier. I believe this is off of YouTube, downloaded something, HDR10. So these are just more confirmations that say, hey, different types of test demos, are they lying or are they not lying? So far, they're not lying. And some of you may be shocked when it comes to the audio example. I was a bit surprised, threw me off for a bit, not gonna lie. You'll find out soon enough. All right, so first one is, I believe I played the Dolby Atmos helicopter. And yes, this played it. Let me pause it here. I think it's left up for a bit. And I'm hearing this as it's going on, but look at the signal. Dolby Atmos, Dolby True HD. That is the correct way that this file should be playing when you're using it in a demo type of environment. That is accurate and that's correct. Fabulous and good job for not misleading the people and staying true to your word on your website. That I can get down with. All right, so just letting that rock out. It's playing in. So it's showing the color space, the resolution, all that's accurate. The Denon reports the information accurately as it's receive it. As this device is plugged directly into my receiver. So it's only going to report what that device supports. And of course the receiver supports a little bit of everything also. So that helps as well. All right, so let me do this. The DTS HRA 7.1. I think that's next. And that categorized it as DTS HD on the receiver part. And it plays it. It plays it natively. There's no upmixing going on. There's no weird signal. It plays Dolby Atmos True HD. It plays DTS HD. Fabulous job. Once again, fabulous job. This is the DTSX emulator. I was curious on how it would handle DTSX demos. Will it upmix it or will it play it back the way it's supposed to be played? All right. So I'm going to get to this. And y'all shouldn't be surprised. Audio pass-through through Kodi. It plays DTSX correctly. Okay. I was a bit surprised. I had thought they had dropped the ball in that category. So, and you know what? I'm glad that I'm wrong because this just further proves that when you step up and competition is good, what it breeds is people actually putting the work in and then making a difference and then just staying true to their word based off of their advertisement and their marketing. All right. And that is that. So, generally speaking, here, all right, so I'm just going to transition through here. Okay. So, what do I think about what I just showed you? Like I stated, good job. I was impressed, not going to lie. Because typically when we see the Dolby Vision or the Dolby Atmos advertisements, they made of like gimped out of something. Now I can't test. I do have Dolby Vision televisions, but they're in the basement. They're in different rooms. I'm rocking Samsungs at the moment. I don't know if they're supporting Dolby Vision layer 5 or layer 7 or 8. 7 and 8 is typically found on Blu-ray disc. 5 is in streaming services. I can't test that as of right now, but the Dolby Atmos, the HDR10 Plus, that's checking out. That is definitely checking out. So what's going to happen is that after this, I'm just going to do like my weekend review or my first impressions of this device, or that I guess that'd be like my final review per se. But of course, this is going to be getting hot fixes and upgrades. So there's going to be some improvement along the way, hopefully. And what do you guys think down the comment section? Uh, did that change your thoughts about this? Is that going to make you press buy or what? Some of you are going to be looking to play back your locally ripped content, so this may be of value to you. And for some of you, you may not care about it at all. All right, so this is Penn. Thank you for watching and take care. Goodbye.